Hello, folks. I'm the Lon Chaney Reviewer. Today is just a little episode. Not really an episode. It's just something I watched tonight, or when I'm posting this video, it's going to be last night. I just watched. Excuse me. I watched the A&E, the first episode of the A&E show, The Bates Motel. Now, The Bates Motel is essentially a modern day prequel to Psycho. Like there's like iPhones in the show and all that sort of stuff. So it's like takes place modern day, and you know, you have Norman and Norma Bates. They move into this new town. They got this. They purchase the motel, obviously, for those of you who know Psycho, and events happen. Um, Now, one of my thoughts on Psycho and one of my thoughts on television as a medium, well, television is not my favorite medium, admittedly. If you guys like TV shows, that's great. I just can't, I'm like a, it's kind of like how there's some people who are terrible at making commitments into like serious relationships. I usually can't make a serious commitment to a TV show because it's just like, okay, like I tried Grey's Anatomy, tried Smash, tried watching the first episode of Game of Thrones. I couldn't get through it. If that seems shocking to you, I apologize, but I'm gonna give it another shot because I don't know how the hell I wasn't able to get through the first episode, because that's all everybody talks about is Game of Thrones. I'm just starting to watch Breaking Bad, and that's probably the most enjoyable television show I've seen in quite some time. I don't watch sitcoms. Like, I hate Two and a Half Men. Even when Charlie Sheen was on it, I hated it. I just found it to be so unfunny. But that's just me personally. But enough of me ranting on TV. Like, TV, to me, I just can never get into it. It's like, it's always more work than watching a movie. Movie is like 2 hours, done. You know, you never have to see it again. You're clean. But if it's like a franchise like Harry Potter, or in this case, television, you have to see the entire story. And I have friends telling me, oh, you just don't get the entire story. And I'm like, yeah, but that's kind of wrong because, you know what I mean? It's kind of an awkward situation because it's like the first chapter didn't appeal to me. It's kind of like when you rent a library book, or when you don't finish a book. If the first chapter is not compelling, then you're not going to get through it. And that's how I felt about Harry Potter. I watched the first two movies, and I read the first book, so it wasn't like I didn't try. I just like, I'm over this. I just don't really care anymore. But enough with Harry Potter, enough with television. What do I think of Psycho? Psycho is my favorite Alfred Hitchcock movie. I know that seems rather cliche, but every time I watch it, I gain a greater and greater appreciation for it. In the performances and the way the plot is structured, the way events are put in order, the symbolisms in the script, it just works out very well in my opinion. Also, Anthony Perkins, one of the greatest performances of all time, in my opinion. One of the top 10 greatest. So, yeah, when I heard about this show, I'm like, okay, let me see who's in it. Now, Vera Farmiga, I know her from Up in the Air, the George Clooney movie, and I liked that movie, and I liked her in it. She was good. Then Freddie Highmore. This was the most interesting part because Freddie Highmore, I remember, is a little kid from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Spiderwick Chronicles, Finding Neverland, and August Rush. And now he's older, and I'm like, and he's older than I am, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe it, because I almost virtually haven't heard of him in like years. So, he definitely did look the part. Now, what I think of the episode? Now let me just say the good things about this first. I think Vera Farmiga is good. She works as Norma Bates. You know, she's impulsive. She really just. It's really hard to imagine somebody trying to live with someone like that. It's very difficult. Um, but the most impressive part of this show was Freddie Highmore as Norman Bates. Now this might shock people because there are people out there like the kid from August Rush plays a good Norman Bates. It works so well. It's kind of scary how well it works. He just has all the mannerisms, the clothes, just the way he says things. He comes off 100% Norman Bates. Like, I believe that this guy was Norman Bates, which is really awesome. That's a good start for this show. I like it that something did happen in this episode. I'm not going to say what, but something did happen. Like, something violent happened. I'm just going to put it like that. Things I didn't like, I mean, there's like the high school setting, obviously. You got to deal with stuff like that. But I like it, though, in the sense that, it compares Norman to other kids his age. And I guess that I think that's kind of interesting when you look at that. Sorry I keep rambling. I'm going off this off the top of my head, and I don't want to lose anything. But, yeah, they got the look down for everything. They got the motel, like it looks like the actual, like the house looks like the house you see is in Psycho, which I think is rather cool. There's really not much else to say about the show except I'm really looking forward to seeing the rest of this series. It's going to be really good. I think it's going to be a pretty good series for me personally. I don't know about other people. But considering I'm someone who doesn't really watch a whole lot of television shows, I can say I'm genuinely excited about this. I know that sounds really weird, but I am. So, thank you guys so much for watching this. There's going to be a Silent Film Saturday review this Saturday for The Lost World. And I might throw in another surprise before then. Check you guys out later. Peace.